Good morning. I'm Andy Myers at Weiss Research, and this is your morning market update for Tuesday, February 22nd. Jen Amos is off today. Following the long President's Day weekend, stocks on Wall Street are selling off after last week's rally pushed the Dow Industrials and S&P 500 to their highest levels in more than 2.5 years. The major equity markets around the world are also sharply lower amid continued violence in the Middle East and North Africa. In Libya, clashes between protesters and police spread to Tripoli, and opposition forces seem to be in control of the eastern part of the country. In response to the violence, several energy producers are moving to curb production in Libya, sending oil prices sharply higher. Right now, crude for March delivery is closing in on $93 a barrel. However, that contract expires later today, and the April contract, which is more actively traded, is already above $96 a barrel. Here in the U.S., investors are also reacting to economic and corporate news. A reading of home prices from Standard & Poor's and Case-Shiller fell 1% in December, marking the fifth straight month of declines. A reading of consumer confidence for February is also on today's economic calendar. On the earnings front, retailers dominate the list. The biggest name in the industry, Wal-Mart, reported fiscal fourth quarter net income that topped estimates. But the company indicated that its bottom line in the current quarter and for the full year may miss estimates, sending the stock down 3% in early trading. We're also keeping an eye on shares of Macy's and Home Depot. Both companies posted earnings and sales figures that topped estimates. Home Depot also boosted its quarterly dividend to 25 cents a share, pushing that stock up more than 1%. Healthcare stocks are likely to be in focus today. Medical equipment maker Medtronic is dropping 4% after it forecast earnings for the full year at the low end of analyst estimates. Meanwhile, Forest Laboratories is tumbling more than 6% after announcing it will acquire clinical data for about $1.2 billion. And Gilead Sciences is buying privately held Calistoga Pharmaceuticals for $375 million. Gilead is losing about 1% on the news. We also have more consolidation in the natural resources industry. Australian miner BHP Billiton is paying $5 billion for some of Chesapeake Energy's natural gas resources. The nearly 500,000 acres in central Arkansas will make BHP a major player in the U.S. shale gas market. BHP shares rose on the news, and Chesapeake is jumping 5%. But investors seem less enthusiastic about a merger between two refiners. Shares of both Holly and Frontier Oil are losing ground after they announced an all-stock deal that will create a $7 billion company. And finally, our regular segment naming the banks that failed the previous week. According to Weiss Ratings, the list includes two banks from Georgia, Habersham Bank and Citizens Bank of Effingham, and two from California, Charter Oak Bank and San Luis Trust. All four financial institutions were rated E- by Weiss Ratings, the lowest possible score. Already this year, 22 banks and thrifts have closed their doors. That's the latest from Weiss Research. Have a great trading day.